So in my last class I have already discussed about the energy level of hydrogen atom, and the pictorial representation of energy level of hydrogen atom is just like this. The first one is Lyman series, and the next one is Palmer, Paschen, bracket as well as Pfund. The Lyman series lies in the UV region, means ultraviolet region. Balmer series lies in the visible region. Paschen series lies near infrared. Bracket series lies in far infrared region, and Pfund series lies in far infrared region also. Today we'll discuss how much energy the electron will possess in these orbits. That means in Lyman series, that means for n equal to 1 in the first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit as well as the fifth orbit, we have to discuss the amount of the energy. So again we will discuss the energy levels of hydrogen atom. The energy of an revolving electron around the nucleus is E equal to minus 1 by 8 epsilon naught square me fourth by n square h square. This thing we know from the expression of the energy, and putting the value of m, that is mass of the electron 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg, and the charge of the electron 1.59 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and Planck's constant 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. We will get this epsilon value is constant, and for n equal to 1 we will get minus 13.6 eV, means electron volt. So we can say that the energy of the ground state of hydrogen atom, ground state means n equal to 1, the energy of ground state of hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 eV, electron volt. And for the first excited state, after ground state the first excited state will come, don't be confused. For ground state n equal to 1, and for first excited state n equal to 2. For first excited state n equal to 2, you have to notice it. So the energy in the first excited state for n equal to 2 we have represented as E2 equal to E1 by n square, because here only n value is 1, but in case of the first excited state n equal to 2, so these values must be same. That means this 1 minus 1 by 8 epsilon naught square me fourth by h square, if we put this value we can get minus 13.6 eV, which is the value of E1. So we have to put E1 here. So E2 equal to E1 by n square, and E1 value we know minus 13.6 divided by n square means 2 square, that is 4, that is equal to minus 3.4 eV, electron volt. And for second excited state n equal to 3, and the energy of that orbit E1 by 9 equal to minus 13.6 divided by 9, that is equal to 9 means 3 square, because here n square is there, in the expression of the energy n square is there. That means energy just depend upon the 1 by n square. So E3 equal to E1 by n square, that means 3 square, that is equal to 9. So it will become minus 13.6 by 9 equal to minus 1.51 EV, electron volt. And for the third excited state, that is n equal to 4, putting the value E4 equal to E1 by n square means 4 square, 4 square is 16. So minus 13.6 divided by 16 equal to minus 0.85 EV, and E5 E1 by 5 square, that means E1 means minus 13.6 divided by 25 minus 0.54 EV. So you can just imagine here for n equal to 1 the energy is minus 13.6 EV, here the energy is minus 3.4 EV, like that it will be continuously going on. You have to remember, first for n equal to 1 the energy is minus 13.6 eV, for n equal to 2 energy is minus 3.4 eV, for energy n equal to 3 minus 1.51 eV, and for third excited n equal to 4 energy is minus 0.85 eV, and for fifth excited means next excited state the minus 0.54 eV. This is almost all the energy possessed in each level of hydrogen atom. Then come to the limitations of the Bohr's model. In before classes we have discussed about the limitations of Thomson model, limitation of Rutherford model. What are the limitations are there? Like that, today we will discuss the limitations of Bohr's model. No doubt Bohr's model gives much more idea regarding the structure of the atom, and some demerits are clarified in Bohr's model which are not to be satisfied explanation in Rutherford model, but still then it has some limitations. No doubt hydrogen spectrum reveals that a line in any of the series consists of a number of the lines packed very close to each other. These lines can only be seen with the help of the high resolving power microscope. So first thing is that we know that hydrogen spectrum are line spectrum, and these are the consist of the number of the lines which are very placed very close to each other. So to see these lines we have to require the help of a resolving power microscope. That means it is not easily visible. We can need a high resolving power microscope to see the number of the lines packed very close to each other in a hydrogen atom. And next thing is, presence of these lines could not be explained on the basis of the Bohr's theory. That means these lines means these fine lines could not be explained on the basis of the Bohr's theory. Why it will not explained on the basis of the Bohr theory? Because if we put this hydrogen spectrum further into a magnetic field, it splits into several components in the presence of the magnetic field, and which is Zeeman effect, as well as in the presence of the electric field, Stark effect. That means when these lines passes through electric field, a magnetic field, the fine lines cannot be seen. That means it cannot be splitted out. So this is one of the limitation, and as well as the presence of the lines could not be explained on the basis of the Bohr theory. It is assumed that orbits of the electron around the nucleus are circular. Bohr assumed that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in fixed circular orbit, but actually these orbits are not circular. Some days after, later on, Sommerfeld, one of the scientists, discussed that modified the theory by assuming the orbit to be elliptical and explain the fine structure of the atom. So Sommerfeld modified the theory and explains that the orbits are not spherical or circular, but it is elliptical. So these are the limitations of Bohr's model. Next come to one new topic, that is excitation potential and ionization potential. That potential, as you know, we have already discussed that potential means it is just potential is nothing but the amount of the work done to bring a test charge from certain separation distance to a given point. Here we have to discuss about excitation potential as well as ionization potential. So first of all we have to discuss about excitation potential. Excitation potential is nothing but at a particular state is the minimum accelerating potential to which if the electron is subjected, it acquires just the required amount of the energy to reach a desired higher orbit. That means when an electron is in the lower orbit, to move to the higher orbit it has to gain some energy, and we know the electrostatic energy is associated with the electric potential. So the electric energy is known as the electrostatic energy, and the associated potential with that electrostatic energy is known as the excitation potential. Because we have already know the electrons possesses different energy in different orbit of hydrogen atom. Suppose to clarify the concept of the excitation potential, we have to take an example. Suppose the electron of hydrogen atom is taken from first to second state. So first, in the first state, that means the ground state. So energy of the electron in the first orbit we have already know, that is minus 13.6 eV, and energy of the electron in the second orbit is minus 3.4 eV. So the required amount of the energy, this means the required amount of the energy is how much? The required amount of the energy is, we have to just simply minus 3.4 eV minus of minus 13.4 eV, that will be 10.2 eV. So this is the amount of the energy possessed by the electron to move from first to second orbit, and the associated potential here is 10.2 volt. So 10.2 eV is the required energy to accelerate the electron, and the excitation potential for hydrogen atom from first to second orbit is 10.2 volt. So 10.2 volt is the associated excitation potential, and 10.2 eV is the excitation energy. Next come to ionization potential. The ionization energy or ionization potential is the energy necessary to remove an electron from the neutral atom or ground state. The first electron is removed from the valence shell and treated as fast ionization potential. Since hydrogen possesses only one electron and it requires minus 13.6 eV of energy to be displaced to the outermost orbit. That means, suppose you just imagine the electron is in the outermost orbit, the nucleus is present at the center, you just want to remove that electron from the outermost orbit. How much energy it needed to move from that outer orbit, that is known as ionization energy, and the associated potential is known as ionization potential. In case of hydrogen atom, the electron has 13.6 eV of the energy, and when we just want to remove that electron from the outermost orbit, we have to require 13.6 eV of energy to displace that from the outer orbit. So 13.6 is the 13.6 eV is the energy, ionization energy, and 13.6 volt is the ionization potential. So some short questions will come that the energy associated is 13.6 eV. What is the amount of the ionization potential? Simply we have to say that 13.6 volt, just only the difference of units, nothing else. In case of the energy, 13.6 eV means electron volt, but in case of the potential, that is 13.6 volt. So this is all about the excitation and ionization potential.